you?
Well, I couldn't do what you do because, unfortunately, I have no sensors and I have a very strong bullshit meter.
Well,
So
I turn mine off when I talk to you, Ed. I know I don't need it.
yeah, every now and then, years ago when I was on a program and I ran up against people, it was like I could only take so much, and I would tell them, that's just BS. There was a woman I can remember. She was an author, and she published a book that was, she said, was true. And there was a woman that died in 1946, and in her book, she said they dug up her grave, and she died in. The spirit died in 1880 something. They dug up the grave and they got DNA. I had to tell her, what the hell are you talking about? They didn't have DNA. And then she said they listened to the things on a tape recorder. And I said, 1946 didn't have any tape recorders. There's just certain things I can't get. I got my nephew in chat, Joe Becker.
I was just going to say, because he's got a great question in there.
Yeah, him and I, he asked about the piano.
He did ask about the piano. He wants you to tell us who owns it now.
Who owns it?
The piano that played itself.
I have no idea. I don't know who owns it. It may have even been given away because my sister abandoned her family, and all I know is they moved out, so I don't think they took the piano with them. I don't know who took it. My nephew and I share a couple things that are common now. He's a world-class guitarist, and he writes scores for horror movies.
Oh.
So
that
he
really
does the
strong,
guitar work.
eerie music.
Yeah, he does all that, and he's got a whole catalog. And I'm a musician myself, so I appreciate the fact that try to write a number of songs that are totally different. He's got a catalog where they're all different, so he has to come up with these ideas, and then he has to play them and publish them. And the various movie companies that do these horror movies, they come to him and they go to his catalog, they pull it off, and I'm guessing that maybe if they wanted something changed or extended, he'd do that for them. But he's sort of in show business too.
Well, that's kind of neat. I find it interesting that you're both musicians.
Yeah,
that is such a genetic thing sometimes.
Yeah, and his dad is one too, and my brother's one too, and we all have music in our bones. Something I can't live without, so I have to have music.
Well, I understand that. Either you love it or you don't, but I really think it soothes anyone. So I think that there's a reason that people are drawn to it, that it's lasted for so long. Even the different types of styles. And I happen to like the drama of the horror scores. I don't watch horror movies, but I love the music from them because it's very I think that music can absolutely steer your emotions so strongly.
Oh yeah, there's definitely it's an art to it.
Yes.
And if any music people out there have ever tried to write something original, and then not write just one, write 100, because that's what he's probably got in his catalog.
It
all
takes
original.
A special person.
Yeah, where do you get all those ideas from? So I appreciate his talent there.
I have friends that would tell you that it's downloaded to you. So, from the universe somehow.
It could be because, I get my best music ideas when I wake up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tune I'm hearing in my head. that I've never heard before. It's like, what is this? And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, but I pay attention to it.
I think that's a wise thing to do because was it Mozart that used to say that they just come? He could sit down and in a day or two write a full opera, a full piece of classical. And that's so intricate. So, oh my goodness, we are coming up on our top of the hour break. Can you believe it's been an hour?
No.
But we are just flying through this. And I am so excited to get into the second hour. I know it's going to go this fast, though, so it'll feel like 10 minutes. But this is going to be a 5-minute break. Great time to fill your cup. Stretch your legs, do a few cartwheels, as my friend Brian Parsons says, and we'll be back. Maybe there's going to be a little good news in here today. What do you think? Maybe, maybe not, but we'll look for some. We'll catch you in 5.
Support for NPR and the following message come from Amazon Prime Video with Lorena, the new docuseries that shares Lorena Bobbitt's side of the story and investigates the headlines and press coverage 25 years later. Lorena, now streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
Live from NPR